I'd like to welcome my friends, my relatives, my followers, and even those who are just new visitors. I welcome you to my channel. This is a very important short video to give you some information that will benefit you in your life and those as well after you. Um, if anyone knows anything about inflation, it's something that is very important for everyone to know about, okay? Because, ever since the dollar was no longer backed by gold, it allowed, of course, money to be printed, just paper being printed, and it became a Federal Reserve note, as opposed to it being something that was connected to gold and value. So ever since that happened, of course, inflation began to affect those pieces of paper. Okay, so unfortunately, it's doing the opposite of what gold does. For instance, gold appreciates in value over time. But the pieces of paper that we call the Federal Reserve notes, that we call money, um, it depreciates through time. So, many of you, if you live long enough, you know that whatever you could buy maybe 20 years ago, just to see a clear difference. Of course, it changes even in less time than that. But you can see that prices are going up and you can't buy the same things that you used to buy before. Those are the side effects of inflation, because it's really not that you're getting more, you're getting less. And that's in the relationship between the products that you're buying and the value of the money. We just got accustomed to the fact that prices go up for things over periods of time. But it's really the opposite. If you really knew the reality, it's not that prices are going up for things over time, is that the value of the dollar is going down over the period of time. So they actually have us looking at it backwards, as opposed to seeing the reality that these pieces of paper are becoming of less value than they were before. Because as prices go up for things that you're buying, let's say whatever it is, let's say the price of bread is going up, right? Let's just say, even though that's, I'll give you a better example. Let's go with land, because, maybe someone may say that the price of bread is going up because the ingredients that it takes to make it is going up, all these other things. So let's go with land, which is something that, what if it was land 20 years ago, it's land now. And no one can say that, the ingredients in the land has changed. Okay, so if the price of land is going up, how? It's the same land, the same dirt, the same area. So with that, you can clearly see that it's the value of the dollar that's going down. It's not the value of the land really going up. It's the value of the dollar that you possess can now get less than it could get before. So that's really what's happening, but we've become accustomed to the prices of things go up over time, and many of us don't even realize that it's really that the value of the dollar is going down over time. Okay, so the question here, of course, that's inflation, So the question here is, well, how do you survive, uh, you know, that situation? Well, it's very easy. There are many ways, but let's focus on one particular way. Since the dollar has lost its connection with gold, well, then you need to cut your connection with the dollar as much as possible, because the price of gold, the value of gold is going up just as the price of other things are going up. The price of land is going up. The price of gold is going up. Okay, so if you started purchasing gold, like let's say you had, $1,000 If you just left that sitting around after a period of time, it's not going to be worth 1,000 as it was when you first started saving it. So if you saved 1,000, you put it in the bank, let's just say with no interest or anything like that there, you put 1,000 in, then, you're trying to save up money over time. And then 10 or 20 years later, you say, oh, I got 1,000 in the bank. Yeah, but what you could get with 1,000 20 years ago, now you can't get with 1,000 now. So it's not like you actually saved 1,000 because it went down in value. You see? So if you purchased gold with 1,000, then you'll see that as the price of things, land and other things are going up, the prices of things are going up, the value of gold is also going up. So if you had $1,000 worth of gold 20 years ago, well, it's worth more than $1,000 20 years later. So the relationship between, the value of things going up, land and other things, well, the gold is also going up. So therefore, now it is as if you saved $1,000 if you purchased $1,000 worth of gold, because 20 years later, it's worth more than 1,000. And of course, 20 years later, what you could buy for 1,000, you can perhaps, of course, 20 years later, what costs 1,000 20 years later, your gold is worth more than that. Okay. So let's say, whatever you wanted to purchase, land or something else like that there, 20 years later, it was now worth, instead of 1,000, that same land became worth 30,000. Well, you're going to come to find that the relationship between the rise of the cost of the land and the rise of the value of gold may be pretty closely related. And hopefully the gold will be, appreciate in value faster than other things. But that's the key to survive inflation. You have to cut your connections with the dollar as much as possible because it's depreciating in value. So when you save money, you should try not to save money as dollars, but you should try to save money in things like gold or land or anything that's going to appreciate over time. All right. And of course, the other thing that you should try to do is try to invest your money in something that generates an income. All right. But basically, that's the answer to the topic of the video. How do you survive inflation? Well, you need to cut your ties as much as possible with the dollar so that you will not be affected by inflation. You'll survive inflation because what you have purchased with the money that you have saved then is going to appreciate in value. And now you can actually sell it if you need to and purchase something that you need to purchase at that given time. All right. But if you save money, then it's worth less and you would have been affected by inflation in a very bad way. Okay. So that's how you survive inflation, purchase things that appreciate over time and invest your money if possible, into things that generate income. It's that simple. You choose what you want to purchase that appreciates over time, and you choose what type of investments you want to make. Of course, investments, there could be some losses and some gains. Therefore, that should be something extra that you do, but the main thing should be to purchase things that appreciate over time, such as gold and land and so forth. Okay, thank you for watching the video, and I hope you've benefited from this, and I hope you start to take action on the things that you need to take action on so as to survive inflation. Enjoy your day.